Welcome back, gang. I'm fixing to show you what my interior looks like. My interior is completely together and I've got it in the truck. I'm going to do a little preview on how I made my door panels before I got my all my interior in. But before that, I do that, I've got great news. I was doing some research at SEMA and I found out that there's a General Motors Design Award. Last year, Chip Foose won this award. I thought if there was any way I could get in the running, it would be awesome. So I had to fill out an application and get with General Motors. And I filled out my application. Here's my application for the GM Design Award. Got with General Motors, they approved the award and are going to consider me for the award. They'll come out and look at the truck and all that, and that is just huge for me. I'm so excited about that, I can't stand it. So even if I don't win a thing in the award, just being able to compete with these men at this level, with this truck, with just little old me and a little garage out in the country is just huge for me, because some of these trucks and cars I'll be competing against for this award will have build teams of men of 6, 7, 8, 10 people that specialize in certain aspects of the truck with way bigger budgets, way a lot more time and money putting them in their vehicles than what I'll have. So here's little old me competing at the big league. So let me get out of the way here and let you see how my door panels come along, and then at the end of this video you get to see all my interior completely together. I want to take a minute to show you kind of what goes on in a custom build. A lot of the stuff you want to do is in your mind and you try your best to make it happen, and a lot of times you don't know how to make it happen or how you're going to make it happen. So case in point is these door panels. Now I showed you on these door panels I want to do something really custom. So I've taken these are just plain solid metal door panels. I sent them out, had it chrome just where I revealed this chrome edge here. Then I wanted to tie my colors together, so I brought my candy into my door panel, painted the candy work around it, and then with the wood in the back and the Bubinga wood headliner, I thought it would be cool to install the wood in here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the wood, so as I've been working on this wood and trying to think about how I'm going to adhere the wood to the panel and make it stay and make it be able to support, the door is going to be the handle's going to be pulling on it, so all that stuff has to evolve. And when you're on a deadline of having it done in 50 days or whatever, you get a little bit of pressure on you to make it happen. As I got my wood, we had to go find a piece of Bubinga wood, which was hard to do. We found a piece of Bubinga wood, and as I learned a little more about wood, I learned that you have to slice the outside of the wood off because it'll cup. So this piece of Bubinga wood was a lot thicker. So we had to take our stock for our door panels from the inside of the wood. So they had to slice the two outsides off of the wood to allow me to get the two slices on the inside of the wood, because the outside is already cured, and as you expose the inside, it cups. So we did that, and we've cut the center out of it, and I've got me two nice pieces, and you can see how nice and straight they stayed by cutting the centers out of it, and then splitting it. We'll have a mirror image off of each door panel. So this door panel will be a mirror image of the other door panel once I get all this made, but still I got to figure out what sides I'm going to use, how I want it to look, how my door handle's going to come through it, how my handle's going to fasten to it. I worked last night a little bit, and I made me a template that I've been trimming to fit down in there, and once I get that fit right, I'll have to, the whole job will kind of evolve. I'll have to decide how I want it to look and how I want it to fit, and then translate that to this, and then figure out how I'm going to make it adhere to it with glue or fasteners or whatever I'm going to use for that. So it's just a lot involved when you're doing custom work. You have to kind of roll with the punches. You have to make adjustments. You have to be able to pick up on the adjustment as it's happening. It's going to evolve and change. And if you don't evolve and change with it, then you'll spend a couple of weeks on something that isn't going to work. And when you're on a deadline, you have to make it work, and you're committed to make it work. So you have to really think through what you're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on working on this a little bit more today, and try to give you updates on how it's proceeding. You can see where I'm at though. My wood is cut, my panels are cut, I'm trimming, fitting this piece, and I'm going to try to get them glued in and locked in place, and then I'll show you what they look like. I've got this one fit, but I just want to show you what's involved. You take and cut this thing, mark it, and look at where it's touching and where it's not touching, and then I take it back out of there, and I'm just removing maybe a thousandth of an inch each cut, and I'll cut that little spot right there, and then you put it back in here, you check it, and I'm still a little tight, and I'll take this out, and I'll do this over and over and over and over, just to make this piece fit. But when you start making something custom, you'll invest a lot of money, and I got a lot of money and time in this piece already, so I just can't screw it up. So I'll just keep refitting and refitting and refitting until I make it fit nice. I've got this one fitting in there pretty nice here, you can see. So just want to give you a little update on how tedious and how much time consuming this is, and when you've got a timer running on you, it does get a little bit stressful. All right, here's my door panels. I got my wood fit and cut yesterday. Like I told you before, I wasn't really sure how I was going to go about doing all this, but if you do the things that you know you have to do, and then the other things you got to do later on become a little more simpler because you can just focus on them. So I knew I had to make the wood fit real nice, and I've got my clear, my Eastwood satin clear on it, and now I went ahead and you can see I've cut me some relief cuts in my panel to help this panel not oil can and flex and pop my wood off. I ground it down to the metal all the way in the center of it. On the back side of this, I have pre-cleaned it and sanded it with 80 grit. Got a real good tooth here, real good tooth here. Then I'm going to use a bonding adhesive on the back side of this, and I will glue those in place, and then that's kind of what it'll look like when I get it in the truck. So up front here, let me go show you what I'm doing up front. I'm doing the final buffing on the truck, and yeah, I think I got these under control, so let's go take a look up front. All right, here's all my custom interior. There's my Babinga door panels. I made some gray panels for the inserts at the bottom, middle of the door. Come inside here, you can see my console, my custom seats I got out of a Chevrolet Blazer, I think is what it was. See my other door panel, all my gauges. And then overhead you can see my Babinga hardwood headliner. And that's what we got. Come see it at SEMA.